So honoring one-on-one meetings. This is another example I wanted to share about what you can do kind of to create that environment. And in one of my first positions, I had a supervisor, and she was really amazing. She was one of those supervisors where everybody wanted to work for her. And one of the things that she did was she had regular one-on-one meetings. She never canceled one, she never rescheduled it, and she was always on time. And when she showed up for that one-on-one meeting, it was always like in a separate conference room kind of thing, and she gave you her full attention. It's like, I'm here for you. And she had certain things she did in every meeting. The first thing she did was she'd say, how are you doing? And that was like personal, like you, like how are you? I'm good, fine, great, and whatever, right? I'm sad, I have a cold, whatever. So it's like first she wants to hear about how are you. Second question was, how are you liking your job? How are you liking your job right now? Wow, good, great, fun. I hate it. It's boring, it's hard, it's tough, it's challenging. And you could say anything you wanted to her in that meeting because there was trust. So if I was having a day like, you know what, I am so frustrated, I've been trying this and that, you could say that to her. I'm really frustrated in my job right now. Or I'm so fired up. Or I'm motivated, but I'm not getting where I need to be. You could say anything. Third thing she would ask you is, how are you doing towards reaching your goals? And you knew that she was going to ask you that question every time you met with her. So you knew before you went to that meeting how you were doing. Were you hitting your numbers? Were you hitting your metrics, right? And if I wasn't, I'd have to tell her, I'm not. Right? How are you doing? Termita goes, where are you at? She expected you to come into the meeting to tell her how you were doing and what your stats were and to talk about your performance. Then she'd say, what are you going to do about it? How are you going to get there if you weren't reaching them? And I knew she's expecting me to have an answer. So I better think of something. It was very empowering. It was a lesson she taught me at a young age that I'm responsible for my own performance. I need to know where I'm at, where I am with my goals and the numbers that are expected. And I need to think about how I'm going to get there all the time. It's on me, right? And there were some times where I would say, I've tried everything. I really have. I've called everyone. I'm really trying to get this many people to get out on interviews. I'm really trying to fill these. I don't know what else to do. I don't know where I'm failing. I really want to be a high achiever. I want to be in the top 25, whatever it is. And then she'd say, okay, what have you tried? Tried these things, okay. And then I'd say, let me work with you. Show me how you do this call. Show me how you do this interview. Let's go out right now and you can call so-and-so. I want to see how you handle that call. And she would spend the time with me to help me get there. And I felt like she really wanted to help me achieve these goals. She cared about me and would work with me to get there. And that made such a huge difference. And when I think about it, it was like, wow. It was honor, it was respect, it was empowerment, it was accountability with kindness and care. Accountability with kindness and care. Accountability is huge. You can't do it without it, right? But you can do it with kindness and care like she did. And you can teach it, make you better. So a couple things to keep in mind about this one-on-one is you've probably heard about one-on-ones in situational leadership. As a leader, you need to vary your style and approach. You need to flex depending upon what the employee needs. You've got a new employee, maybe meeting once a week like that is great. Then if you've got an employee that's been there for a while, maybe once a month. Maybe if you've got an exceptional employee, maybe it's once a quarter. You have to decide what that employee needs. And in fact, I remember the supervisor saying, are you ready to go to every other week or once a month? And I'd be like, no, this is so great. So you can talk about that and flex with that. And obviously, every conversation is going to go a little different, right, with the employee at a different level. But the core is there, and the trust and the belief and the skills that you're developing in that employee are tremendous. So highly valuable one-on-one meetings, if they're done right. You can't just show up and say, let's go over what you're working on, right? You have to do it in a way that enhances and empowers them, makes them better. I'm better because I was accountable and I learned to be accountable to myself with that supervisor.